I'm Lonnie Baxter. I'm live in the den with my main man, Miles Rawls, my man Big Happy, and my man Wing, No Holds Barred TV.
Back live in the den, man. LB, Lonnie Baxter, my co-host, Big Happy, my main man, my other co-host trying to hide them little H's, little Hallie Hansen, Wing, lowercase Hallie Hansen, that tight ass vest, Hallie Hansen vest he got on. We're back in the den, man. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it, man. Let's do the eyeball.
The eyeball.
Yeah, before you last day in town. Yeah, 2006.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna give you a prompt for that.
All right, go ahead.
Everybody in the league, everybody has their issues, do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. My main issue is didn't go unpublicized because I put him on blast in them gates. And one thing I like about LB, he know with me, I would never do nothing to harm him. He know that was all love. But
it was funny as hell, I can tell you that.
Oh, when he was
free throw.
Reenactment, 16th Street, coming from the 1223 Club. They decide to test fire a pistol at 2:30 in the morning right in front of the White House. Where do they do that at? Paying by for the result. Hell no! I didn't do it. I didn't shoot the fucking gun.
Everybody, and I look at the youngsters today in the league, i.e. like what's going on now with John Morant. Ridiculous. Everybody that wasn't gangsters when they was coming up, now they want to be gangsters once you become millionaires in the league. And they will make examples out of your ass so fast in that league that it ain't ridiculous. But my man here had an instance, you know, and I got on him, probably wasn't the right way, but he understood. He didn't take it personal. Take it flinch.
Yeah, well, we talking about Lonnie. You was getting ready to go overseas to Italy, right? It's your last day in town. Before you go overseas, you partying your ass off.
I wasn't even supposed to be here at the time. I should have already been on the plane. I had some issues getting a visa from the embassy. So, like I said, whenever I came back to DC, everything I worked for just went out and just partied too much. This night, you know, trying to, get some last minute parties in before I go overseas. 10 months. So
you trying to get some last minute parties in.
And man, Marty Ma was with you.
Yeah, Francis Martin.
Yeah, I didn't want to say his name. I mean, yeah, you said it. I mean,
we leaving the club. I fired a weapon in the air a couple times. Just drunk, ignorant, just some stupid stuff. Like I say, I shouldn't even been in town. Should have been, in the gym. But like I say before, I let my distractions get the best of me, and I just wasn't always in the right environment. And partying, drunk, just making bad decisions. It really cost me a lot. To be honest, this was before a lot of athletes were getting in trouble, so I really got off with a slap on the wrist.
His coach gave you 9 months.
Yeah, so
but
he spent it all for 60.
Yeah,
so
60 days.
Judge
Isco. He gave him 9 months, but he suspended all but 60 days, but he still put you like 8 months probation.
Yeah, I was on probation for like a year or two, whatever. But compared to what's going on now, a lot of people are losing their careers, losing everything, with incidents like that. I was fortunate enough to still be able to go play overseas, still make some money after that.
That was good.
I'm very thankful I never did anything that was, too harmful where I couldn't come back from.
Right.
So it was definitely a learning lesson for me, it humbled me in a lot of ways, just the way I move, you know.
And that's where I'm at with it. If you learn from it and you ain't harm nobody, you ain't bring no danger to nobody. But my question was, what the fuck?
Oh, that's
So
the
y'all
problem.
coming from the eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
Were you aware that you was in front of the White House? You couldn't have been.
I mean,
I don't know.
okay,
You wasn't even thinking.
We at 18 for hour. The eyeball is
right.
You know, at the time, drunk. We've been drinking all. Baby, to be honest, we was drinking that whole day. I was at least. You know, that's why I don't really drink a lot now, or you know, do the things I used to do.
First thing I thought when you said that, first I walked up there, that shit. I don't blame you.
You know, sometimes the things with trouble, it always start out as fun. So just having a night, just going to party before you leaving, ended up, you know, I'm a felon now forever. You know, some places I can't get, you know, certain jobs, or you know, just because I made a stupid mistake. You know,
I didn't even know that.
Now this right here, this other one, I think it was an honest mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So when you was in Houston and you did the FedEx one, when I guess you sent the packages, you didn't tell them what was in it, and they found out.
Yeah,
you got in trouble for that.
That
too.
actually happened before the eyeball.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying
people thought that I got like 2 different charges.
Yeah. You had 2 different judges.
Yeah. Because one was DC, one was federal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people, like the time, people thought, you know, that I had back-to-back charges. I mean, there was 2 separate incidents.
Okay.
I mean, they charged me with, because they part of my plea bargain was to turn in all the guns.
Right, yeah, give all the guns up. Yeah.
You can go play overseas, but they're going to charge me with the federal after I come back from Italy. Okay. So that was part of my plea bargain.
That's when the other judge.
So when I got
Misread, something like that?
Something I can't remember.
Yeah, misread.
Which was a blessing because he let you go make some money.
Of course. So, you know, I didn't have to sit in a cell or sit here and not be able to leave the country. You know, so when the second charges came up, people thought that I had did it again, but they didn't realize it was prior to that. Yeah. That's how the guns got to Maryland from Texas, you know, because me just being ignorant, not writing on a package. Right. Okay, there are firearms in this weapon. Yeah. You know,
like I said, it was an honor mistake because you not.
I mean, I shouldn't have been doing. I shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. You know, it's accountability. You know, like and me just being stupid, like I said, young, ignorant. If I just had wrote firearms in this packet, I wouldn't even have a charge. So, but
one thing about those 2 situations, L, that you learned from, because I know you weren't that type of guy, and it was just that bullshit, that NBA, that happy-go-lucky, young-minded shit. And luckily, you had a judge that saw that you wasn't that type of guy, and he gave you that break to go overseas, make your money, but when you come back, you got. I want you to do this probation or community service, whatever the case may be. So we ain't bashing on that.
If I think about that, the whole time
you did your thing and you did that, and then you learned from it. And then you was preaching it to the youngsters after that.
So the whole time, Gary Williams was there as a character witness for me. You know, so whenever I needed him, he was there. You know, stepping up for me.
Juan Dixon wrote in for you.
You know, when I was over to jail for my 60 days, Chuck Drizel, Lefty Drizel's son, came to visit me. You know, and every time I see him, you know, I thank him for it because, you know, I mean, just people showing their support means a lot. And like I say, I'm fortunate enough where I didn't lose everything. You know, because I did something stupid that I couldn't recover from. You know, it was a learning lesson. You know, I grew from it. And
so, before we get off this subject, 2-part question. The first part, because I made a lot of mistakes drinking too. So I want to know, at the highball, what were you drinking?
Liquor.
I said
I really think that's
like
he was drinking Vu Clico, Demisec, that whole. At the eyeball.
The silver.
Yeah. So.
And 2, did that eyeball incident have any effect on you getting back to the league?
I think the whole incident, I mean, to be honest, I knew it was over for me for the league. I never tried to get back in the league. I just stayed overseas after that because, I mean, I wasn't a household name. I knew the consequences, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I continued to play overseas after that. I never even really tried to, you know, get back into the NBA after that. I just accepted, you know, what happened in my role, and you gotta live with it. So.
I have a question. So, as far as your size
Mm-hmm.
in the league and versus overseas, you had a bigger impact because of your size overseas, or did it?
Overseas is a little different dynamic. Overseas, I'm a strong inside player, but a lot of overseas, a lot of stretch 5s and 4s. And you see they come into the NBA now.
Yes, they are.
Like a Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a guard, but I'm trying to think. You've seen, you know, plenty come before Dirk Nowitzki's, obviously. I'm trying to think whatever big guys, you know,
Well, back then,
Sabonis.
6'9", 260, your ass had to play in the paint.
Yeah, that's why I say the game
Versus
has
the
evolved so
the
much. It's
Europeans,
more stretched.
it was
A lot of jump shots, a lot of facing up.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing I regret that I didn't work on my game enough was I always just tried to play back to the basket and the game evolved so much that I didn't evolve with it. I just tried to stick to my guns and what I do. And the game was changing so much. That's why you see people like a Carlos Boozer had success in the league, you know, a Zach Randolph.
They was face up jump shooting.
Yeah, they was facing up.
They do a little bit of both.
And you know, the back to the basket has faded away. That game is gone. You
Gone.
might see Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Today's game do that.
He don't even do it.
He don't do
No, he don't do it a lot,
Yeah,
but
he
he
does.
can. You know, he's
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
and you know, maybe what Montrezl Harrell.
That's our problem with Luka. He can do it, and he don't do it enough.
So,
I think Luke can do so much of it.
That's what I was saying. You do so much other stuff.
The game has changed so much.
The game is
But it's crazy you said that because you didn't play that way in high school and I mean college and NBA, but you was a perimeter threat when you came in them gates.
I wouldn't say I was a perimeter threat.
You was shooting
I
jump
shot
shots.
some. I wouldn't say I was a threat. You know, people
He shot 20 footers at Maryland. Gary Williams was coming to tell you. I tell you that.
people would lay off me and dare me to shoot it. Of course I'm gonna shoot it, you know, but
You played with Kwame. Kwame was cussing his ass out.
my man Kwame was playing with Essex. Me and that bird, we ran the pick and roll to the team. So when teams would sag off, like I didn't shoot it, I had to knock it down. So I never consider myself a 3-point threat.
Well, a memory come to me that always, I got all the footage. I be going to the game sometimes, and he was matching with KD one time. How was that?
I would match up KD where?
In the gates.
What they
In the
don't
Goodman
do
League. In the Goodman League.
This had to be about what 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
My man Pluck, rest in peace, was still living. He used to come out every game.
Yeah, rest in peace. That's your man.
Everybody knows KD. Everybody knows what KD can do. KD is.
You weren't going for nothing that day.
Nah. Every time KD stepped across half court, you had to be ready. I mean, I had like 60 something. He had 60 something. But you can't stop KD. All I could do was put my hand up and hope he missed. We just end up scoring more than they did that day. But Kevin Durant is going to go down as one of the greatest players in history, one of my favorites from this area. Never heard anything bad about KD. You know, no matter what the media say about him jumping ship. I love what he's done for this area, for this community. He used to show up to the gates, no security, no entourage, and come and boogie every game. And you got to respect somebody like that. You know what I'm saying?
EC basketball back then, like in '96, we jumping tracks from the league to the Goodman League because that's L started coming down there. That's where all the league guys, the local guys were coming. And you didn't necessarily have to be in the league. All the guys he played against back in high school, college, and all of that, L was coming down there. They down to the Goodman League, putting that work in. And it was, you know, the pros was coming. Because back when you started coming, Gil had 8 motherfuckers. From the Wizards.
Andre Black used to come down there and boogie.
Rock was a regular.
I think I speak with the whole Goodman faith when I ask you this question.
Rest in peace, P. Shitty. He used to
Yeah, I speak with the whole Goodman faith when I ask this question. We got to know. I'm going to get to the bottom.
He was going to play with you.
What took you so long? Because we suspended you when you won the championship. Right after that summer, you should be in the game.
Back then, I think I was more focused on, like I said, because like I said, I was a second round pick. I wasn't guaranteed nothing. I had to make sure I was established to get my spot in the NBA. So bouncing around from team to team, going overseas a couple times, you know.
Understood.
But you know, Miles knew what it was, you know. And then
But when you did come, Kwame stole you.
Kwame, my man, you know.
I know that's your man,
the backyard days. Everything go back to the backyard days. So
you know he
Kwame live in Charlotte now. Don't he live in
Talked to him yesterday. So
yeah, my man.
How was it like playing with him?
He didn't reveal that he had you in the game day. That's the only motherfucker way you can get. He kept you a secret.
Kwame's my man, you know. He coached me like Coach Williams. When I messed up, he kept me out. If I wasn't in the right position, I was being lazy. He would get back. He'll let me know, you know. But that's fam, you know. That's Kwame, you know. You know, good dude, man. I love him to death, and that's why, you know, I played for all
the people out there. When that Goodman League was cranking back then, that bump was unparalleled. Who was your toughest? I mean, KD was KD back then, but when Kwame won them 2 chips, y'all had a hell of a mob, and wasn't nobody
on that team.
On that mob,
we didn't win. We lost the boat that year.
He wasn't on the team.
We didn't win.
When they won 2
chips? Oh, yeah.
We lost the boat that year.
We lost the portrait. That was Shooters 2 mob then. But that the Shooters 2 mob that Moulton was on?
They lost Poetry. That was
Poetry was on Shooters 2.
No, he talking about like 06, 07.
This was 08, like 09.
No, yeah, this after repeat. So Poetry probably played with I'm not sure he played with. He came back with somebody, I forgot what it was.
One year it was me, Greg Jones, Eddie Bastion. Who was we playing for?
That was a hard.
Well, y'all came back. You came back. No, you came back with the Thrill.
Mm-hmm. That when the Thrill came on. That the Thrill was done then. Mark, you were done. Thrill was done back then, man.
Talk about the atmosphere from playing from sold out Phil Colehouse to the NBA. Cofield House to the NBA to the atmosphere in the Gates.
The Gates is tough. You got your BF crazies. Miles gonna roast you. If you ain't bring your A game, Miles gonna let you know. So when you step in them gates, you know you gotta bring it. You know, everybody expect a lights out game because that's just the type of competition you had. You had Prime Objective, Lonnie down there, Baby Shaq. G. Jones, the Wizard, Gilbert Arenas, Steve Francis showed up every once in a while.
One time.
Yeah, one time.
SpongeBob. Steve showed up one time.
My man B. Chase.
Over the good old days.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Omar Weaver. Who else? Derek Payne.
Well, stop right there.
Payne.
I'll be remiss to ask you this question. How was like playing my man Omar Weaver?
Oh man!
Like I told you, Omar Weaver, that's my man. We played in the summer league together. Like this was before we was anybody even knew who we were. You know, this was before him going to Coolidge. You know, before me going to Anacostia. You know, Omar was always a good dude to shoot it. You know, he's a real good dude, man.
He came out to Goodman last summer at 40 and led the league.
Yeah, he did real good.
He still pull it up. Yeah, I mean that's what he do.
Had him spent a trial with Portland.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people didn't know.
Yeah.
O had a couple of trials, but
and Charlotte.
O was a flat out scorer back then. But DC basketball, LB, high school star, college star, NBA, OC, the Gates. Who was your toughest opponent in them Gates in the Goodman League?
In the Gates.
So you played there on a regular for 2 years strong.
I want to say shout out to my man Sweatsuit Bill. Sweatsuit Bill.
Oh, no, he didn't get up. Oh, come on, real. You don't sweat a favor on this? Sweat!
My number one fan, by the way, $35 over.
Sweat! Oh my God, you hear this shit, man? Oh, man, I'm gonna call Sweat out for you. Go ahead, LB. Oh my God, man. I'm just, man, you extorting LB. How the fuck LB mentioned your name? That's his toughest.
I was just giving a shout out. I would say my toughest opponent besides KD, Andre Blatch was a tough matchup. He was real versatile, could shoot. He had a good handle for a big dude.
Hey, so I gotta ask you this. So he said he the best big man in the gay history. He said he gave everybody to work. Young Zoe said he said he shouldn't be mentioning him.
Young Zoe definitely tough. You know, Cardoza Clerk, my man, from Gerard Street.
That's a backyard connection too.
So yeah, Big Zoe definitely put in work in the gates. You know, he played every year.
Yes, he did.
You know, and I don't remember backing down from nobody.
You know, Zoe earned the stripes.
So Zoe was definitely, you know, one of them. But I would say Andre Blatch was just so versatile.
Yeah,
he would pull me out. You know, had good handle, could shoot. He was probably one of my toughest people I played in the games.
So what was your attitude?
And I can't forget Big Butterbean.
Butterbean!
Big Butterbean.
Butterbean said to this day that he's the best big man in good league history.
That could be argued, you know. I give people respect when respect due, you know, just like my man Sweat, you know, Sweat put in them years. Big Soul put in them years, but Butterbean used to get people work down the gates, you know.
Oh, no question.
So what's your attitude down there? Like, what I'm saying, what I'm asking you is...
a lot of people, when
they come in front of the league and
especially
stuff.
when you come and you play.
Nah, everybody gonna give you the best game regardless, you know.
So was this a workout for you, or did you really want to win?
Oh,
Nah, definitely. Every time I step on the court, you want to win. I mean, especially when you get into playoff mode. I mean, when you playing against, you know what I'm saying, the Durants and everybody, you gonna bring your A game because the Goodman League is known worldwide now, you know, because of this man right here. So you don't take it, you know, lightly when you step in them gates.
The first phone call ever
On live. He called him man live on air, man. Oh man, this is terrible, man. Oh my God.
Is the answer?
Boy, being in.
Oh man.
God damn.
Hey, wait, this number 4.
So yeah, now we're going down 4. We'll come out on break. When we come back, we'll get some tough questions. We're gonna ask LB the top 5 in Maryland University history.
Back in, man. After that phone call,
You
man.
can't 5 off up to round.
All I want is 5. We'll be right
Take
back.
us a break on this on that phone call.
Hold on.
Oh, we're gonna see the phone call real quick.
Please, Sweat, pick up.
Oh man, he called him.
That must be in the tunnel for Metro.
Oh man.
That must be in the tunnel. We're coming back to you, Sweat. Stay tuned.
Can't remember.